Welcome to the Kingdom Culture Podcast that was created on purpose with a purpose to empower, uplift, and guide others to the center of God's perfect will. Kingdom Culture family, welcome back to the Kingdom Culture Podcast. I hope you guys are all having an amazing week. Let me ask you something real quick. When was the last time you were actually by yourself? And I mean no other person, distracting you from things. You didn't have a crush. You didn't have a relationship. A situationship, that kept you busy. No distractions to fill your silence. It's just you with yourself. Think about that. For me, when I first got out of my marriage, I knew that this was what I needed to do, because if I didn't learn how to enjoy my own company, I was going to have troubles when I came back into dating, right? Because the truth is that a lot of us have not done that. We've never sat around and rediscovered who we are as people after a relationship, because I used to go from one relationship to the next, to the next, to the next. Actually, in 2016, I got engaged. That ended, and I got with another guy. And then after that guy, I got with my ex-husband, consecutively, right? And so this time around, I told myself, look at the pattern that you're, following here. You're going from one relationship to the other, and that cannot continue on, because you're going to continue to kind of pick the same people. And I realized that being alone, being by myself, was my assignment, because it's lonely, yes, but I needed to learn who I am. I needed to put energy and time into the most important relationship that I will ever have, and it's the one with myself, right? Same for you. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself, right? So here's what I learned the hard way, all right? You cannot pour real love into another person if you have never learned to love being with yourself. Let me repeat that, okay? You cannot pour real love into another person if you have never learned to love being with yourself. Because if you're uncomfortable alone, if the silence scares you, if a free Saturday night makes you anxious, and you need constant company to feel okay, then you will attach yourself to the wrong people, the wrong things, the wrong hobbies, just to fill up space. And then you're going to feel a lot more lonelier, because those people are not going to know you for you. They're not going to, get the best version of you, because you're not going to be showing it. Does that make sense? And so that's how I realized that, you choose the same cycles if you don't do something different. Because I think sometimes we think that when we're alone, there's something wrong with us. But that's not the truth, You kind of have to stop running, and you have to, get to know yourself first. These are some things that I want you to start doing that I did to help you out, right? So number one is take yourself out. Go on dates by yourself. Go to that coffee shop you've been trying to go to. Go to that library. Go to the beach. Go take walks by yourself. Spend time with yourself. Stop waiting on people. Don't wait on friends. Don't wait on family members. I don't care. Just go by yourself, right? Because it's so necessary for you to know that your own company is enough. You have to be comfortable with just sitting by yourself. And yes, it's going to feel weird at first. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, everybody's watching me, but that's not the case. All right? You need to do it, because when you realize that you have to pour into yourself more than anything else, your time becomes more valuable, your peace becomes more valuable, and you start to protect it. Number two, find out what you actually like. Not what you liked because your ex liked it. Not what you watched because they always picked the show. Not the restaurant you went to because it was their favorite. What do you actually enjoy? What music makes you feel like yourself? What food do you love? What kind of Saturday morning do you want to have? What does that feel like to you? Start discovering that part of you. Because a lot of us lose ourselves slowly. And we forgot, we forget when we're with another person, we forget what that looks like. Number three is plan something solo that scares you a little bit. for me, it's a solo trip. So I want to take some road trips this summer, and that's going to be my solo trips. And I want to do like a cabin stay without no phones. Nobody's going to know where I'm going to go. Like, it's going to be kind of scary. Obviously, I can't just disappear from the middle of the earth, but yeah, it's something that I'm keeping in my back pocket, and I'm sure that I will share some clips with you guys, but I'm so excited. I already have it all planned out for the dates. But honestly, go to a solo trip, a solo class, take dancing. I know I did that for a season. It was so fun because nobody knew I was taking the class, but I went and did it. And now I can like just, go dancing if I want to on a date for later. A solo experience you always wanted to try, but like haven't, because you have always waited for somebody to go with you. Don't wait on people. Your life doesn't stop because you're waiting on somebody. Your life is now, and you need to start to do it alone, right? Um, because there's something that happens when you show up for yourself, right? Something shifts. You realize of the things that you're capable of. You realize how fun you are. You realize your own presence is actually good company. I was talking to my therapist, and they were like, so would you date yourself right now? And I'm like, heck yeah, I'm so funny. I'm so fun. I'm so outgoing. I just love different topics. And I feel like conversation with me is so different because I like to go deeper with everything. And I'm always like, okay, tell me more. So that was really cool. And I realized that I am good company and I am worth it. And I'm like super fun. So whoever's next to come into my life, like, they have to add to it, right? And I'm going to add to their life. And so that's what you have to focus on. Like, what are the things that you want to do for you? So that when you go back into the dating world, or even as a friend, sister, brother, whatever, family member, like, you can add on to everybody's life. Number 4 is stop treating alone time like punishment. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Stop treating alone time like a punishment, because a lot of us treat it like we're trying to survive, until somebody shows up. We're like waiting, like, ooh, let me go ghost mode and not hit up anybody. See if somebody checks in. Babes, kids, aunties. I'm telling you, this is your best friend. Nobody, unless they really know you and care about you, everybody's going to assume that you're doing okay. Why? Because everybody's so concerned with themselves that they probably won't even know that you're hiding, right? You have to like verbally tell somebody like, hey, I'm not doing okay. Otherwise, they're going to assume you're doing fine, right? So stop treating it like a punishment. And what if you saw it as a gift instead? What if a free weekend meant freedom, not loneliness? You start shifting how you talk about your alone time. Not, I have nothing to do, but I have all this time. Because that one shift changes everything. I know that when I first started getting back into my hobbies and things that I love, I'm like, what can I do? I have all this time. And then I launched my coaching business, and I've been putting a lot of time into it, and praise God that it's growing, So I did that. And then I got a guitar. My brother gifted me a guitar, and I've been playing that. I wrote a song with my son. He was helping me with lyrics. It's just really cool to get into like side quest. I have a friend that always says that on Sundays it's side quest day, and so you have to do something out of the norm, out of your routine, and it's just been super cool to be able to do that, right? So look at your alone time as a gift, because you're not going to be single forever, and I'm not saying that I know if you're just going to hold, but if you're a really cool person and the Lord wants you to have a partner, this time too will be short, right? So like, enjoy your singleness, enjoy being by yourself, and become who you want to be, because the right person will love all of that and more, and they will add more to your life. And it's rewarding to think about that, because it's hard to be like, oh man, I'm like building all these things about me, like, and now I'm scared to like pour them out. But if you're in a healthy mindset, then you realize that it's like going to be fun because the right person for you will appreciate all of those things. And then you get to teach them and then they get to teach you. And it's just really cool. So that's the mindset that I'm walking into. And I hope that you do too, right? So here is the truth that took me a while to understand, okay? The person you are becoming in this solo season, the one who knows what she likes, who shows up for herself or himself, who does not need someone else in the room to feel whole, that person is magnetic. Not because you're trying to attract somebody, right? But because you feel fulfilled. I am content with my life. I am enough. I don't need validation from anybody. I don't need company to feel full. And fullness, honestly, is attractive. Peace is attractive. A person who knows themselves and enjoys themselves is attractive because it's a different energy. It's a different setting of the room and everybody can feel it, right? So it starts here today in the solo dinners, the quiet Saturday mornings, the solo trips that you will take, the experiences and new moments that it's just you and the world. You decide that it's actually enough to just be by yourself. You are enough right now, exactly as you are. And like you guys always know, God gives me Bible verses to bring to you while I'm going through this journey too, right? So this week's Bible verse is Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. Because being still is different, right? When you realize that being busy all the time is exhausting. And so I learned that being still means having direction and moving with purpose, right? Because sometimes God is not asking you to be busy. He's asking you to remember who you are outside of everybody else. Be still enough to hear him, still enough to hear yourself, and move with intention of growth and healing, right? This alone season is not empty. It is full of everything you need to find. So that's all I have for you for this week. I hope that it brought value to you. If it did, please share the podcast. I always put my other social media and the podcast channel in the description. So if you want to share it along, please do put it on your stories, tag me in it. And don't forget that I love you, but that the Lord loves you more. Always, 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 always. We'll see you guys next week.